Hey everyone, John Monarch, CEO of Shipchain here again. When we last left off, we took a look at the web application. So what supply chain managers, for instance, might be working with on their desktops and what they're doing early in the day or however they're coordinating the shipments with their team. What I'd like to take a look at today is actually our mobile app. It's a native Android app currently, and yes, we are looking at expanding to iOS. We just wanted to access the most drivers worldwide and the most users worldwide initially, and we did a survey. Found that over 1,000 people who drive trucks, typically over 70% of them used Android. So we wanted to focus on that first. And what I'll do is I'm going to transition this here, and you can see our Android demo device. I've got it here, and you can see it on the screen there. And I'm going to open up the Shipchain mobile app. Now, the first place it brings you is this home screen that just kind of shows you what's available to you, what you can do with it. And we can do everything from check out my shipments to look at the settings to the device itself, documentation, any notes, and any active shipments that I have which show on the map. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up my shipments here, and I can see that I've got a few waiting for pickup. So I want to go into this one that's Port of Savannah, Georgia to Greenville Municipal Airport. So we've loaded. And it's going to zoom in on the map location for me here in a second, but what we can see is I've got a shipment of disposable gloves. I'll go up here. It's 10 containers, when it was created, what the destination is, where it's going to, where it's from, and whoever, any sort of carrier instructions that might go with it to notify the driver of what they need to do, what kind of shipment it is, or further identify it. We can see that it's waiting for pickup. Currently there's no notes, there's no documents attached to it at this time. But the shipment history we can also see is brand new. So this was just created. There's been no modifications to the shipment itself. What I'm going to do is pull this down here. We're actually going to pick up this shipment. So I can see what the instructions are. It's specific to hospital personnel. Okay, I agree that I, as the driver, am taking responsibility for that shipment right now. Now I want to take a picture of what it is for the shipment, and a reminder that this is just a demonstration for the data. So what I'm going to do is I'll pull up the camera, and now I've got this Shipchain 3D printed like Raspberry Pi container. Okay. A little blurry, I must have moved a bit, but we'll take that as an acceptable photo. It's attached to the shipment now. I can retake that if I'm not confident or not happy with how it came out. I can always add additional ones later as well. So this is a good way of proving that I've picked up the shipment. Now, there's additional ways that could be done as well. We could do something like NFC pickups, so that way you just tap the phone against it and you can prove that custody was transferred from user to user. Along with that, more photos the better, of course. Of course, given time constraints, that depends on the shipment itself, the driver, the warehouse, what have you. So let's start the trip. Okay, it's finalizing everything. We're ready to go. And we'll go to the dashboard. So now what this can do actually is you can actually see that I'm in Greenville currently. So the shipment's a little different from coming from Savannah. So we can start navigation. And drivers never actually have to leave the app. So the goal of this has always been that the truck driver or anyone participating in a shipment can actually have turn-by-turn navigation as a part of this and not have to leave the Shipchain app and use this to prove location for shipments themselves. So while we do pull from things like electronic logging devices or different IoT sensors that are available to us, we also wanted to make it so that there's an easy-to-use app that gives them what they need. So this can also have it works well in even developing countries, for instance, where low-cost Android devices are going to be able to be used still versus being able to get sensors on board or very expensive types of setups that aren't necessarily always available, but it also just as easy for anyone in any country, really. So we can see that it's giving me turn-by-turn navigation, but what I want to do, I'm going to deliver it. We're going to take a different angle picture here, so we'll hit deliver. And I'll be asked to verify my location to make sure that this is correct, and it's going to log that with the shipment itself. So I agree that, even though I'm actually in an office building, I agree that I'm dropping it off at the required location. And the nice thing is that someone who is managing this shipment on the background can actually take a look at my location and see if it matched up with exactly where I was supposed to deliver it. So another little security feature. All right, let's take a picture of the shipment. So there it is. Okay, again, a little grainy, but that's all right. And I agree that I'm complying with all local laws and regulations for the delivery and of the contract itself. We'll hit done. And the shipment has been successfully delivered. And everything that matches up on the web platform with this, we'd be able to see that location, we'd be able to see all of the photos that went with it, any sort of documentation, notes, driver notes, where I can put on, maybe I notate that I'm in traffic or something because the manager or the supply chain manager would see a delay. So great, that shipment's been done. We can also manage everything such as, the devices themselves, what wallets are being used, everything of that nature. So that way the drivers, if necessary, or even the IT managers in the organization can handle all of that so that the drivers never need to. So glad we got to show you the app today. There's going to be more. We're going to actually walk through the sidechain itself. We're going to walk through our block explorer, and we're going to walk through how our validator nodes work. So that'll be the next video, and excited to see you then. Thank you.